What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and answer the question, is Tesla about to squeeze? Now, I know there has been lots of talk about, short squeezes for 2022, how massive companies are about to run to the absolute moon, but the question is, how may that end up affecting Tesla? So I'm going to talk about that in this video, and why I think that it could actually have a very positive effect too. Now, before I say anything about it, however, before I show you guys any data, I do have to mention some very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000, as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want your chance, guys, please check out the offer. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So this is Tesla's share price, but if I zoom out of Tesla, guys, you guys could see something very interesting that happened. So ignore all the indicators for now. As you guys could see, actually, I think if I bring up the max chart, that would be a little bit better. Okay, I know the chart's kind of weird because I have all of my indicators, but look, Tesla's its share price, it ran up like crazy, right? And this was the effect of a squeeze. That played somewhat of a role. That wasn't everything, but that did play a big role, in addition to the massive buying that was really taking over the last few years. Because what happened was these massive shorts, they kept on shorting Tesla. And as this thing started to run up, they started closing their positions. And on top of that, guys, there was just a lot of, how should I say, hype. Tesla became essentially a viral stock around 2020. Those all those factors played a role in causing this thing to run and break $1 trillion in terms of its market cap. But then here's the question, okay? 2020 is over. 2021, it's over. We're in 2022 now. And many people are anticipating that we're going to see massive short squeezes for this year. And here's how I see it. So the main short squeezes, in my opinion, are going to be small to mid caps. And I do think that it's going to actually help Tesla run too. Now, the reason I think that is because of the fact that although I can't make any particular claims without conclusive evidence, I will tell you that I do think that there is a lot of manipulation that really affects Tesla. Because if you look at the short interest, considering that it's almost $1 trillion company, the short interest percentage of the float is like 3%, which is pretty high, guys. It's high considering how big this company is. And also, if you consider the fact that these market makers could be doing all sorts of sketchy things. I mean, who am I to say that they aren't necessarily taking shares from the DTCC's vault, from which is known as the DTC, taking shares and then selling them short, or even doing all sorts of crazy things, which I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. But the thing about this year is we're seeing a lot of regulatory changes. Look at the SEC. The SEC is proposing lots of changes which are going to be coming into effect in March, such as the new transparency regulations. So this basically means that it's going to be much harder for these institutions to naked short a company if they were to be doing that, right? It's going to become next to impossible because they have to report everything on a daily basis. So when you have to report all this data, if they are using these same tactics to keep Tesla down, it's going to become harder for them. And that increases the odds that bulls are going to gain control. Because the thing is, guys, and the thing about Tesla is, this is not just a chart of Tesla's share price. It's a war between bulls and bears. Those who are betting against this stock and those who are betting that it's going to go up. So when we see things like this, interest rates going up, I think this is going to affect Tesla in two ways, good and bad, right? For some companies, it's going to be really good. Other companies, not so much. For Tesla, it's going to be good and bad. It's going to be a little bad because of the fact that when they have their earnings, if Tesla sold, I don't know, $10 billion worth of cars hypothetically, it wouldn't be the same as them doing it when interest rates aren't as high, because of the fact that the value of the revenue that they generate won't be the same. And on top of that, it's also good. It's good that interest rates are going up to some extent, because if you are shorting a company like Tesla, if you have long-term short positions and you haven't necessarily covered those shorts, the problem is it's going to become very expensive for you to keep on doing this. So the way I see it is, I think these big prime brokers and these big institutions are going to become stricter. So if there's a company that wants to short Tesla, it's going to become harder for them to do it. And the thing is, there's going to be a scarcity of, how should I say, demand for money. So because there's this scarcity, it's going to become very expensive to do that. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. If it didn't, guys, what this means is that these big institutions are going to get stricter on money. And money is not just like a toy anymore. You can't just throw money at anywhere, because if you look at the federal funds rate, right now, money, the cost to borrow money in America is very cheap compared to what it was like for decades, right? The federal funds rate has been very, very low. If you go back to like 2000, 2001, it was very high. We were seeing very high rates, 6%, 7%, 5%, 4%. Right now, it's next to zero. So you can't use money to short companies. Like, you won't be able to once these rates start going up the way you used to be. So my point is, the bulls, the people that are going long on these companies, in my opinion, they're going to gain a massive edge, which is why I don't anticipate a massive market crash. I see a correction that could come if we do see an invasion of Ukraine, for instance. But I do see a quick recovery. And I also believe that a lot of money that's going to be, how should I say, won in this war of the stock market, it's going to be pumped back into companies like Tesla going forward, because people are going to see how valuable it looks fundamentally. So the question is Tesla about to squeeze? My answer is, I guess to some degree, yes, but also maybe not the way you think. I don't think that a squeeze is going to take Tesla from 800 to 1200 overnight, or take Tesla from 1200 to like 10,000 a share in a year. That's not the type of squeeze I'm looking at for Tesla. But when it comes to the squeeze, I think that seeing potential shorts cover, maybe even a gamma squeeze, a miniature one, there could be a lot of bullish momentum that starts coming as bulls gain a lot of momentum and the edge, because shorts are in a bit of a disadvantage. I mean, people that are buying and holding Tesla, people that are pushing the price up thanks to FOMO and excitement, big institutions that are going long on this company for the long term, I just see it as a safe haven to the market, a safe haven, considering the fact that there is a lot of uncertainty, right? And I don't see this thing crashing very hard. I do believe we could drop to maybe below 800. It's possible. But I don't see this thing going down to like 400, 500, like some people are anticipating, because so many people are going to be buying. Big institutions are going to be loading the boat too, because they see this thing as a hedge to the market if something bad were to happen. And people are also retiring on Tesla stock. So, like I'm trying to say, guys, I think that a lot of bulls are going to gain a lot of momentum, and Tesla dropping the way it has, maybe just because of the whole Ukraine situation. It's also being adjusted because of inflation, inflationary data, and interest rate hikes, maybe already. So I do see a lot more potential for this thing to run up in the green for the year 2022 than remain where it is right now, which is why I'm urging you, or at least telling you, to not let the trends scare you. Remember, guys, you must be greedy when those are fearful. That's my lesson for today. And if I want to make this simple, guys, it's going to become harder for the shorts. There's going to be a lot more transparency regulations. And I see a lot of money. I think temporarily money is going to be pumped out of Tesla. We could drop a little bit, but I see that same money coming right back in once we really start to settle, once the economy starts to show the recovery we want it to have, once inflation starts to drop, we're going to see Tesla start to run up, guys. Just be patient. So my thesis is that I don't see a straight up bear market for the next 12 months. That's not what I think. I think for a few months we could trade sideways and maybe drop a little bit, but I do see a good recovery, and I do see us potentially still breaking all-time highs this year, maybe towards Q3 and Q4, maybe not so much in the next few months. It may take a little bit more time, but I still believe we're going to do it, guys. So don't sleep on Tesla, guys. It's a monster, and it's not necessarily dead like some people are trying to make it seem. We are still going to see some big moves in the future. That's what I have for this one. And can we squeeze? To some degree, yes, but it's not your typical squeeze. It's not going to bring us to 10,000 a share or 2,000 overnight. But I do think the effect and the momentum from something like that, and the transparency that's going to come, and the how should I say, pressure on these shorts, it's really going to help give people that are going long on this stock even more potential and a bigger edge in this play for this year and for many years to come. That's what I think about Tesla, guys. I'm very bullish for the upcoming months and the upcoming years, and I can't wait for what the future holds. So remain calm, cool, and collected. Be very patient, and I will see you guys on the next one. I thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.